Hello, my name's Terry Harrison. I'm here in Bolton-on-the-Water. This is where I live, this is where I work, and today I'm going to show you a few top tips from my book, Terry's Top Tips.
Let me show you how to add reflections using the Wizard. So the Wizard is a brush with two lengths of hair. The main body of the brush holds the paint, and the little wispy bits at the end releases the paint. So you've got a little bit more control when you're doing reflections. Let me show you. Just wet the water area. Right, a little bit more blue, and this is reflected into the water there. Okay. Now for the trees, I'm going to use my three greens. I'm going to start with the middle green, which is country olive, which is pretty much that colour there, and just going to drag the brush down into the water. It's a light colour there. So it's wet into wet. It's a gap. Then a darker green. This is midnight green. And just pull that colour down. Like so. Dark. So it's dark here. So it's going to be dark into the reflection. Just add a little bit of raw sienna into that. Just pull that down. Then midnight green, which is a dark green, go along the water's edge of the reeds. Like that. And then just pull that darker colour down into the wet. So midnight green, so this bit is one of the darkest areas, so just put that in nice and dark. That's also dark here, and that's reflected into the water there. And to get the reflection of the tree trunk in the centre, use one of the PX brushes and scrape out like that. There you are. Very, very simple. I'm going to show you how to paint a mountain using masking fluid. And we're going to use the masking fluid on the snow-capped mountain. Drawn the mountain up first, so I know exactly what I'm going to do. Wet the brush, wipe the brush over some soap first, as usual. Dip the brush into the masking fluid and paint the areas that you want to be snow. So it's not the whole shape of the mountain, it's just the snow on the top of the mountain. So we bring that down like that. Then just fade this out at the bottom part of the mountain range. Then allow the masking fluid to dry. Then, large detail brush, we paint the sky in first. So some ultramarine, just start at the top, bring that down over the mountain range. Down to the masking fluid. Like that. So just fill that in. At the back of the snow-capped mountains, I'm going to put just a darker shadow, so there's more contrast when I remove the masking fluid. So sometimes you've just got to think ahead to the finished painting. So with darker colour, so it's ultramarine, burnt umber, and just run that along the back of the mountain. And while that's drying, we can then paint down onto the rest of the mountain. So I'm going to use the same two colours, ultramarine and burnt umber. but really quite dark this time. So it's a bluey dark grey colour. Paint that in. Paint over the masking fluid. This part is going to be the sunlit area, so I'm just going to add a touch of raw sienna to that. So it's a lighter colour. Bring that down. Just straighten that up, make it look prettier. Then we allow that to dry before we take off the masking fluid. When the paint has dried, you then rub off the masking fluid with your fingers. So there's the shape of the mountaintop. It's gone back to the white of the paper. Then with the medium detail brush, I'm going to use some cobalt blue and just paint in the shade on the mountaintop. So the sunlight's coming from the left through to the right, so we just drop that shadow. A few crags going up to the summit, and on that little peak some shade there. There we are, a simple way of painting a mountain using masking fluid.